real video. Sorry that it's been so long in the midst of life. Yeah, it's been kind of hard for me to sit down and like do things that I enjoy to do in the midst of taking exams and ending up the school year, moving, transitioning to a new phase of life, and just, you know, life happening. I got a little busy and haven't been able to invest as much time into this project as I would like to, but that's okay because it's summer. All I'm doing is working, sleeping, traveling, and taking a few classes in this. So hopefully this summer this will be more effective and more consistent. So yeah, I'm excited. So basically, to recap, if you haven't watched my last video, I suggest you go ahead and take a look at that just before like going on and watching this video, because it does help. It explains kind of like what is going on this channel, and like the main goal, and like the rules and regulations of like what we're going to be talking about. So that's the first thing. If you haven't gone and looked at my last video, go ahead and just stop this video, put it on pause, add it in your queues, do something, but go ahead and check that last video out. The question that was posed at the end of my last video was, should an art piece by a white artist be destroyed? And basically, kind of like the backstory to this is, I asked you guys to look at a painting done by Dana Schultz titled Open Casket, and if you didn't get a chance to go ahead and look at that or read any of the articles that I had linked below, I'll just go ahead and do like a brief summary right now, and I will try to post, I'm new to this, a picture of the artwork as I'm like explaining. So basically, Dana Schultz is a famous artist who graduated from the Cleveland Institute of Art, which is also why I kind of favor doing this, because I'm from Cleveland, and I know people who go to CIA, so it was kind of like home hitting in a way. Not really, but so Open Casket was a painting done, and it was based off of the photograph of Emmett Till in his casket. If you guys don't know who Emmett Till was, he was beaten to death for flirting with a white woman, and his mother decided to have an open casket to show what the people have done to her son, and the injustice that came with it. So there's a lot of controversy. New word, yeah. There was a lot of controversy around this painting, saying that it should be destroyed, saying that there's no way that she could have made this painting because she in no way understands what the Black community was even feeling or is feeling now. And there's some people who just don't understand. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of summarize what I've been getting from all of you. Thank you all for participating. Some of you guys like texted me your opinions or like hit me up directly, but I really want to encourage you guys to post on the Facebook page, which I will link down below. J Imani is the Facebook page, and that's where I want all of you guys to like discuss, because you guys all had really great points. I want you guys to share them with each other, and I definitely learned a lot, and it would just be great if all of you guys would, you know, just learn and it's benefit as much as I did, which is the point, this whole thing. But anyways, so I'm kind of gonna go ahead and summarize the different points that I got from you guys, and there is no solution really. There's no final say, there's no right opinion, there's no wrong opinion. We're just gonna be looking and seeing how other people interpreted this issue and how they decided to tackle it and analyze it. So yeah, okay. So a couple of you guys argued and said that art should not be censored, and that art should not be destroyed. I definitely do, to an extent, agree with that a little bit. As an artist, there's so many different types of artists: painting, illustrating, photography, dancing, acting, writing. Like, those are all forms of art, and people's art is a reflection of what they do feel inside of them. Art hurts people's feelings at the end of the day. It does. There's a lot of things that hurt people's feelings, but that in no way means that it should be destroyed or anything like that. I personally don't feel that way. Other people may feel that way, and that's completely, it's okay for you to have that opinion. Another point that was made, kind of like an argument to this point, is that the artwork looked very subjective, as if it was glorifying Dana as an artist and not Emmett Till, which is, you can kind of see in the painting. It's very abstract, and she doesn't really use like features. It's not a complete replica of the photograph of Emmett Till. It is like an interpretation, in a sense. Like, there's a lot of colors and shapes that are put in the form of the photo. I don't know what that kind of art is called. If someone knows, let me know, because I don't know. But a lot of you said that the painting was done in a way that was ambiguous and didn't really tackle the reality of the injustices that took place in the past and the injustices that we're facing now. So that's kind of a couple of things that I got from you guys, as well as people saying that she's racist for painting something like that. Discussing each of these points with like all of you and just like engaging in the conversation, like I feel like we all came to an agreement that it all is about the intent of which she created the piece, and that's the only thing that we can judge her off of. If she wanted to sell this piece right now, she could make a lot of money. A lot. I did a little bit of research on my own, kind of to understand where she was coming from as an artist. There's a couple interviews that she did with a couple of people, which I can also link to below, and I kind of wanted to understand why she as an artist decided to create a piece like this. So Dana said that she decided to create the piece in August of 2016 in reaction to a lot of the shootings, police brutality, injustices that were going on that summer, and like it was like the height of everything going on. She just felt like this painting was like her response to that. That she said that she was approaching the painting as a mother, and the pain that a mother must experience losing her child. I personally know in the summer of 2016 the amount of shootings due to police brutality that was going on, and just a lot of, just violence that was going on, and a lot of young people losing their lives. And so she as an artist is trying to, kind of tie those things in together, but approach it more as like in a mother's point of view as opposed to anything else. Could she have had painted the picture that was portraying a mother's suffrage over her lost child without also appropriating Black experience that she in no way understands? That kind of gave me a little bit of a more understanding as to why she created the piece. I don't know. I really don't know if I agree with her or not. I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know how I feel about the painting. It can definitely go a lot of different ways, which like a lot of you have tackled about the painting. It can definitely go a lot of different ways, which like a lot of you have tackled. Is a lot of people were calling her racist for, creating this piece of art. And I think at that point you have to kind of question what is racism, because if racism is painting a picture of a little Black girl because you're not black, then we have an issue. I think that's where people need to define racism, and not attack her in that way. For her to even acknowledge kind of the injustices and notice the injustices that were going on and that are going on in the black community without her being a black woman, I feel like it's very big, and I in no way think that she's racist, and I don't think that you all should think that she's racist either. If you do, I'm not here to change anyone's mind, but racism by definition is prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different race or belief. I don't think she was trying to antagonize anyone through her painting. I don't think that she was trying to degrade anyone through her painting. I don't think that, it was meant to be demeaning in any type of way. I don't think it came from a bad place. Usually if something is coming from a bad place, and in this case I don't think that her painting was coming from a bad place at all. So I would have to disagree with the statement of calling her racist. I want you guys to take the situation, take the painting, take everyone's opinions, feedback, their outlook on everything, and kind of bring those together and just be able to analyze it on your own. So I'm just gonna leave off with a few questions, which are if I was a black artist and I was trying to do an art piece, and I did an art piece on the Holocaust, even though I'm not from Jewish descent, what kind of would be the reaction from the Jewish community if I had done something like that? So if she was appropriating another community, would there still be this backlash from that community and from other communities as well? If she was, painting a picture of our Hispanic brothers and sisters that kind of showed their suffrage, would the Hispanic people, react in the same way? Or our Native American brothers and sisters, would the Native American community react in the same way? Yeah, I hope you guys liked the first topic, and now I would like to introduce you to... So it cut off my recording, so I'm already late to work, so I'm quickly going to go into what our next topic is. So the next topic was brought to me by a really good friend of mine, and it's basically intersectionality and the role that it plays in each of you all's lives, as in your normal everyday life, to you being an advocate for certain things. If you who don't know what intersectionality is, I'm gonna go ahead and explain it to you very briefly. So it was a theory created by Kimberly Williams Crenshaw in 1989 that studies social identities and their relationship to oppression, domination, and discrimination. It is a feminist theory, don't run, created to say there's other problems rooted within something, and you have to look at it from a lot of different points rather than just one. So if there's ways that you can be intersectional, I guess, are by race, ethnicity, gender, social class, and your ability. What I want to know is, what is it like for you to identify with different social identities, and how do they play within each other, and how does that help in your development as a person and your contribution to society? So go ahead and just let me know what you think. You can comment on my Facebook page, my Instagram page. If you haven't already, subscribe to this YouTube channel, please do. And if there's any topic that you would like to discuss and dissect, please let me know, because I would love to start that conversation with you. And if you need a conversation started, this is a perfect way to do so. Invite your friends, invite your family, and just thanks for participating. I really appreciate it from each and every one of you. So